Are are y'all okay?
We should all be so mad right now. We should all be crying like this.
And if you're working for the federal government, yes, we need to know what you're doing.
That are going through reduction in forces right now and being forced into other positions or taking completely taking.
What's up, Financial Hawks? It's your man Eric, and in today's video we're going to be going over not just like tech layoffs but federal worker rants. Now, it's been a crazy time right now with the tech layoffs kind of just been blown up on the channel a lot, but let's kind of go over some of the tech, or some of the federal workers views kind of going on right now. Like, how are they feeling right now? I'll kind of share some of my thoughts also of like different things that they can do right now to get into like their next position. But I'm definitely intrigued to hear what they're feeling right now, and just to share with you guys so you guys can also see kind of what's going on if you haven't already been seeing these on TikTok. I'm definitely intrigued to see. So let's go ahead and start with this first video here and let's get into it.
I look like an absolute mess right now, but I just wanted to talk to you guys about what has been happening for the past few weeks with me. I'm a federal employee. I usually don't like to say that on this app because, people apparently hate federal employees. But I was illegally terminated on Valentine's Day. And then after I had applied to unemployment, I got a notification a week later at 2 a.m. that my job was reinstated due to the stakeholders that I work with, their concern about me getting fired, and they had to petition our Republican representative to reinstate my job. And I'm grateful that they fought for me, even though I shouldn't have been terminated in the first place. But let me just say, since I've gotten my job back, I've hated every moment. There is nothing more demoralizing than going to your job as a public servant and then watching all of the people that also are public servants around you get fired, and illegally fired, if I might add, and watching all of your friends and people that you really care about lose their livelihoods, their careers, everything they've worked for their entire lives just getting thrown out the window. It really doesn't boost morale for me to have to watch these things. And do you think that tearing down these agencies is really going to improve your life? Because it's not. It's going to actually drastically decrease the quality of your life and sustainable food supply, and not. So please reconsider who you're trying to attack right now. Are we really?
Okay, that was a long video, so I kind of just skipped some of it at the end, 6 minutes. But yeah, first off, that is losing your job. Again, I've been doing this for a long time, or kind of just going over different videos like this, people losing their jobs. So now it's hitting federal workers, but again, it's like regardless of what position you're in, you can lose your job. I know it does suck, but man, like, people really need to be aware of this, that you can lose it in all of these different spaces, all these other niches in the job market. So just be wary of that first off. And this is a great time right now, if you do have a job or whatnot, to either upskill yourself, or if you can save a little bit of money, start saving a little bit here and there, or preferably every month, so you can start building up some type of like emergency fund, so that if you do get laid off, you have some type of backing. So you're really not out there as bad as you would have been if you didn't have any type of wiggle room. Now, for her, she said she got fired and then rehired. So that is good that she's currently has a job right now. However, even before she talked about her, feeling demoralized and bad, I guess hating the job now, this is your time right now. Since you're still getting paid too, this is really a good time right now to start looking at other jobs. She didn't mention that she was at other jobs in like the first 2 minutes. I don't know if she did after that, because I kind of just start skipping through a little bit. But if you aren't, or if you're in a position right now that you probably got fired and got rehired, start looking for other jobs right now. Start applying. I don't care how much you like that job that you currently have. If they can fire you like that, they can fire you like that again. Go ahead and start applying to other jobs. Keep that money coming in. Don't just be like, okay, F it, unless you got FU money. If you got FU money, that's different. But if you don't got FU money, start applying to other jobs and get out of that. And especially if you already feeling like more like demoralized, hating that job right now, this would be even more motivation to go ahead and start applying to different jobs. So yeah, that's my advice right now. Start applying. Work on your LinkedIn, work on your resume, and start applying to jobs and get out of that. You don't want to stay there because again, they can fire you like that and then rehire you like that, and then they can fire you again just that quick. So just be on the lookout for that. Next up, guys, let's go ahead and see what this other federal employee talking about. Terminated federal employee. Let's see what she's talking about.
Hey everyone. Oh, my face is dry. Just sitting in my car, bittersweet moment. Just left the local VA clinic turning in my equipment from my remote job that was unfortunately terminated back on the 13th. I didn't think I would get upset because I know I did nothing wrong other than being on probation, but still hard not to take it personal when someone questions my work ethic and my integrity. And I hope that all of us affected can, I'm not worried about getting reinstated because I know they're still downsizing and trying to make cuts, but, making it right that we were not terminated for performance. Some of my colleagues were denied unemployment because it was performance related, and it's just not fair that those things were done to us. So just wanted to share more. I'm not meaning to ask for pity or anything. Just, if you're a praying person, please say a prayer for my fellow federal employees that are affected and all the ones that are still employed that are going through reduction in forces right now and being forced into other positions or completely taking away their jobs and abolishing their jobs where they don't have any other options but to find work elsewhere. So anyway, just having an emotional moment. So I hope you guys all have a good day.
All right. Now, yeah, that does suck again for everybody who's losing a job. I'm not going to ever congratulate people losing a job in tech, federal workers losing a job, all the other places losing a job, like it was another, like, what's it? The miners that were losing their jobs. I want to say at one point, it was like a whole lot of like big things on both sides, just everywhere. It's like, seems like there's always like another sphere having a mass layoff, and for all the different spheres of people and those all the different jobs. Yeah, it definitely does suck to lose your job. I'm never gonna be like, oh yes, lose your job. Because again, I want there to be more jobs over here in America. First off, like I want them to be more jobs for us Americans. I want us to be able to more easily get jobs. A lot of people I've been kind of going over videos on, they've been applying to different jobs and it has been tough. So yeah, I'm definitely pro, more jobs and whatnot. I do wish for some of these layoffs that there were like other alternatives out there for people. Like, there was like a surplus of jobs that these people can just like go into. Unfortunately, that's just not the case. A lot of people are losing their jobs, not just with federal workers, but other spheres. And they're really grinding because again, you're not just competing against just Americans first off. First off, you were competing against everybody in the world coming over or online. So you got that aspect of it. And then it seems like the jobs again are requiring so much up here, especially if you're like new trying to get in to like a different sphere. They're requiring you to have all this experience for just like entry level stuff and not really paying that much. So yeah, I know that suck there. Now she made the video. Okay. You got, you crying out and all that. Now it's time for action. Again, this channel, this isn't like about politics. This channel here, we're not red, blue. We're about that green. We're about making that money. We're about solving issues. We're about trying to find ways, look at a problem and solve it and, make money as well from it. So the issues right now are people losing their jobs. So what can we do to get another job and make money? First off, you may not want to work in the federal sphere anymore. You may have to go to the public sphere. Secondly, I know she is older, but again, you can be any age and get into like tech, for example. So I will look into maybe help desk. I will look at what you're currently doing, either for her or if you're like or maybe you're a federal worker as well. Look at what you're currently doing and see how that can apply to like a tech role in the public sector and start applying to those jobs and start putting on your resume the things that you have done on your current one, putting that on that new resume that coincides with that job. So again, the job may require, 5 years in IT or XYZ. However, if you're already doing those skills already, you can just go ahead and write it in a way that it looks like you're in that XYZ position for 5 or so years. So that's what I would look into for sure. If you haven't used AI, this is a great time to use like Chat GPT, Grok on Twitter, and use those, for example, to help you with that resume. Go on there, go to like ChatGPT, for example, go in and write what you're currently doing at your current job. Maybe put your old resume, or maybe you craft a resume what you're currently doing, upload that to that ChatGPT, and then with that resume, type in something along the lines of, with this resume, what type of tech jobs would I be good for? Give me a top 10 list. Give me a top 20 list. You can even go further. Give me a top 10 list with like the average salary, with the average salary in my city. You can type in your city as well, and it can break it down, look at your resume, and kind of just give you ideas of like tech stuff, for example. Or maybe you don't want to work in a tech sphere, maybe you want to work in another field. Type in, like, upload your resume, and then ask for like, hey, what other jobs can I do that would align with this? Give me that, give me the salary as well if you want to see the salary, and get a good idea of other possible jobs that you can get into. Because again, if I was in their position right now and I just got laid off like that, I would probably be wary of working in the federal space, especially like right now. So I will look into other fields that I can still use all these years of experience that I have and still make a difference at a company. So yeah, that would be like the main thing I would do. Look at ChatGPT, for example, look at Grok. Hey, you can even go to Google and kind of just type in some of the stuff that you're doing, see if that can match in with another job just by asking Google. And Google has an AI there that's free that you can type in stuff, and it usually gives you like an answer that can also help you out in your next job journey. Next up, guys, let's go ahead and go over another federal workers one. And yeah, let's see what she's talking about here. Or I guess we'll see what the music is talking about.
You're working for the federal government. Yes, we need to know what you're doing, because it takes too long for people to get Social Security. It takes too long for people's taxes to come back. It takes too long for SSI to come in. It takes too long for people to get approved for food stamps. It takes too long for people to get approved for Section 8. What are you doing? Answer the email.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that video. I'm not gonna lie. When I see text, a whole bunch of text, usually I think it's like a music gonna be playing, and then you're gonna just be seeing that. But yeah, she was actually talking on there, so and nothing wrong with that. So let's go ahead and go over this. Federal workers, veterans, Medicaid, retirement, and et cetera included. Yep. They can scream and cry about why they shouldn't respond to an email. I want to scream about why they should, since our tax dollars are paying you. Okay, so it's kind of just venting right now. I don't know how many views it's got, but hey, we're talking about solutions and making money. Hey, maybe if you do enough, you probably could make some good money on TikTok if you got enough views. So hey, that might be something right there. Now again, I think this is probably just on TikTok. I would again cross promote this on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube Reels, and trying to make money on multiple platforms. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, yeah. When you lose your job, a lot of people got different emotions. Some people cry, some people yell. It is what it is in terms of like how different people express themselves right afterwards. However, again, use that day, to express yourself. But after that, it's time to get to work. It's time to grind, and look for another potential job for sure, for sure. But since you already got all the words right there, she probably does post a lot on TikTok. I want to say, yeah, go ahead and really start grinding on TikTok when you have free time as well. Start applying to jobs and keep on posting on TikTok. Maybe give some tea and details about your current job, and possibly how you knew people were getting fired and whatnot. Hey, you might probably could start a following right there for sure. Next up, let's see what she's talking about here. It looks like this is from MSNBC, so I'm intrigued to see what this is going to be about. It's 3 minutes though, so we're going to probably watch like the first minute and then probably like do a little time skip.
My name is Daniel Leckie.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kelsey Hopland.
My name is Erin Labick.
My name is Taylor Lawrence.
Hi, my name's Phil Mathias.
My name's Emily Connor, and for the last 11 months, I was employed by the Federal Transit Administration as a grants management specialist.
I've had the honor of working in my dream job as a historic preservation specialist for the General Services Administration.
I started working with the FAA in October 2024 as the Great Lakes Community Engagement Officer.
I'm a former soil conservationist with the Natural Resources Conservation Service.
And I was a health science policy analyst at the National Institute, a division of the NIH that focuses on Alzheimer's disease and dementia.
I was a fish and wildlife biologist for U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, New York Ecological Services Field Office.
I worked at the National Cancer Institute as the Chief Technology Officer and Deputy Director in the Division of Cancer Prevention. My role was to bring innovative technologies in this space to help come up with new ways to prevent cancers and to come up with ways to help manage the data that comes from these large-scale screenings.
I'm proud to protect your heritage for your children and grandchildren.
I went into it because I'm a helper. I want to help people. I also am an American just like you. This is our country, and I want to help make our country as great as
In my community.
I've been honored to be in the roles that I have been in public sector work, and I will continue to do so because at the end of the day, public service means serving the public.
Okay, okay. So kind of just showing some of the, I guess, diversity in terms of different jobs that the public sector has, and people are losing these jobs. So again, that does suck. I'm not gonna ever be like, yay, congrats that you lost your job. Congrats that all these people losing jobs. That does suck. And I do like the video kind of just showing just different, I guess, diversity in essence of like the different fields and whatnot there. Oh man, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I really can't just give just one example of what, all of them can do because I don't think all of them would be eligible or would be interested in, doing content online. For example, some of them look like they're already ready to get retired. So I guess at this point, you could do the AI route, type in kind of what you're currently doing, maybe get into like some type of different field, see if there's something like in the public sector that you can, get into as well, similar to what you're currently doing. Maybe with enough petitions and whatnot, maybe with polling and whatnot. I mean, I guess there could be a possibility that they could also get their jobs back as well. I did a video, or I was looking at a video earlier, and the girl on there was talking about how they were able to petition and get her job back. So if these jobs are that important, I'm pretty sure if you put in like that petition and maybe like the higher ups are also in agreement with you, I guess there is a potential that you can get your job back. However, would you want your job back? Now that's the thing, because again, if you can get laid off just like that, would you want to come back? And again, that kind of goes back to me talking about the AI thing with going to Google, for example, or ChatGPT or Grok, et cetera, typing in what you're currently doing and then asking and seeing what other fields are kind of mimicking what you're currently doing and that you can use those skills to use in that current job. Also, too, this could be a good time to try something new. I've been on these videos a lot when people have been laid off. And a lot of people actually use this time to grind on a new passion or use this time to go to something that they actually wanted to do, but just maybe didn't have the time to do. And this also applies to these people here or into this scenario as well. Because again, we've been going over people getting laid off for a long time, for a while now. And, they felt like their jobs were also important as well. However, after getting laid off or they're getting fired, they're like, hey, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, this is time for me to try this other thing out. Maybe this is what I actually wanted to do. And I thought I wanted to do this. But now, since I'm able to put my toes into this other thing, I'm actually liking this a lot. And it doesn't feel like work, it feel like fun. And that's great work right there when it doesn't feel like you're working. But I do like this video. I might go back and watch the rest of it. But I do like them again showing kind of just some of the different things that people are, getting fired from still. Next up, let's go ahead and play the live video here. Unless she just got laid off, but let's see if that's true.
I was a federal worker who had 1 month left of her probationary period. And today I was told that I will be terminated at some point this week. I'm utterly devastated. I'm confused because my recent performance evaluation was exceptional and I got upwards of $1,500 as a bonus because my performance was so good. And this was my dream job. And it's just being taken away by an administration who doesn't care about science. It doesn't care about people who might be homeless with their dog now. They don't care about our species that we're trying to conserve. That's exactly what my job was doing. It was just to assess habitat conservation for species for a 55-year habitat conservation plan. We should all be so mad right now. We should all be crying like this because I'm just devastated.
Okay. First off, congrats on the 1,500 for a bonus, for your performance review. That's great. I don't know if you're doing that like yearly or like every 3 months, but still, hey, extra 1,500 is not bad. So yeah, congratulations on that. Secondly, I don't agree with the last part that everybody should just be crying because she felt devastated. No, I don't agree with that. I mean, again, if you got laid off and like that first day you want to cry and whatnot, that's totally understandable because everybody can again go through it through different ways. Some people cry, some people get pissed off, some people, just want to relax, some people, eat food and whatnot. But, that shouldn't be the only thing that you're doing, for that whole week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just forever. And again, I know that she just got laid off and she thinks it's super sad right now, but this isn't like the only, you know what, maybe I'm a little jaded right now too, because I've done so many videos of people getting laid off in so many different fields that it just is what it is. Even when I first started like working, like real working out of college at a place called Tower Watson's, there, a lot of the older people there, they got recently laid off at their job and they had to find something new. So they ended up doing the medical insurance for retirees there with the medical benefits and whatnot for these retirees. And like, I mean, that was, man, I was like 20. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Yeah. I'm running about like 8 years ago, 8, 9 years ago. And like, I remember hearing stories from people, like a lot of people were like super close to retiring. How a lot of them were super close to getting retired and just got laid off just like that. But even back then, like they knew like, hey, it just is what it is. It sucks, but I got to go out here and, make ends meet. And that still applies now. Like this isn't something new that people just get laid off. People have been getting laid off. It does suck, but this is your time to, start looking at other ways to make income in terms of like a different career. Even if you got reinstated into that job, I would be wary of that job because again, they can lay you off just like that and try to rehire you. They can probably just, take you out again. So again, it's just things to be mindful of. It does suck to be, again, laid off. Now, I've been seeing people getting laid off for a very long time. Even before I even start working, people just getting laid off. It sucks. But your actions after that can really determine like how the rest of that month is going to go, how the rest of that year is going to go. And right now it's tough. It is tough right now to get a job versus, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Oh man, especially during COVID, man. Like if you were like working at tech online, seemed like that stuff was booming. And then bam, after that, tech layoffs, tech layoffs, tech layoffs. It's been on the news everywhere, social media everywhere. And now it's hitting federal workers. Now it'll be hitting somebody else. This is going to constantly be hitting different spheres, different sectors. So yeah, right now, if I was her right now, Thursday, go ahead and cry. That's cool. Everybody doesn't have to cry for you getting laid off. No one was crying for everybody else getting laid off. So that don't mean everybody got to cry for you, but you can cry for yourself. And then the next day, time to go in and put in that work, start applying the job, start working on your LinkedIn, start working, for other things like that. And then, yeah, start applying. This 2025 has been a wild time already, and I believe it will continue to get wild. So again, even if you feel like you have a very good job right now, still go ahead and start working on your LinkedIn. Still go ahead and start working on your resume. Still try to upskill. So in the case that you do lose your job, you're already making steps, towards that next job. Heck, you applying to other jobs right now is not bad. Even if you have no intentions of actually going to that job, just for the fact that you may get an interview, you can brush up your interview skills without feeling any type of like big anxiety or anything because you're already good at your current job. And hey, maybe during that interview, you may find out that they're doing less and getting paid more money. And then that may be the time for you to go ahead and switch to that next company. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.